gentlemen, Donald Trump has become the first former US president to become a convicted felon. An unpredictable twist in a presidential race that's neck and neck at the moment. So will Trump's guilty verdict hurt him?
Well, it's a stunning verdict and really will change the course of history.
12 everyday New Yorkers heard testimony from 22 witnesses.
In just over 11 hours, a unanimous decision.
This was a complicated case, and in the end, it seemed that they did seem it was even a close call.
The 45th president found guilty on all 34 counts of falsifying records to cover up a sex scandal in a conspiracy to hide information from voters in the run-up to the 2016 election.
The quick verdict is significant. It does indicate it's difficult to counter this. How do you say, well, it was unfair, they're against me, there's a conspiracy?
This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. It's a rigged trial, a disgrace.
Our job is to follow the facts and the law without fear or favor. The only voice that matters is the voice of the jury, and the jury has spoken.
The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people, and they know what happened here.
Polls say Trump is in a dead heat with Biden, with a slight edge in key battleground states.
The die-hard Trump supporters who have drunk the Kool-Aid for many years now, they will be convinced that somehow this was all rigged.
He's an innocent man.
How's it going to change my mind?
My president's got street credit now.
Then there's Democrats who think he's guilty of absolutely everything. They're not going to change their mind.
Trump is guilty!
Go to jail! Go to jail!
Back in New York!
This election then boils down to a very small number of people. This very small number of people could, in fact, have a big impact on the election.
On July 11th, Trump will be back in court to hear his sentence.
Legal experts have told us it is unlikely that the former president will end up behind bars.
But Trump is promising to appeal.
I'm a very innocent man. We'll keep fighting. We'll fight till the end and we'll win because our country's gone to hell.
Voters now left with a choice, an unpopular incumbent or a convicted criminal.
Why should voters vote for a convicted felon?
Wow, here to give us his verdict on what this means for Trump, it's Steve Clemons, live in Washington, D.C. Steve, we just heard it then. It's old man Biden, or it's Trump, the convicted criminal. What the hell is going on here?
Well, Donald Trump has gone where no president has gone before. This is, he likes to be the most historic in everything, and he's accomplished it again with 34 guilty counts in this New York hush money trial. And I think Joe Biden, in many ways is, we're all watching with kind of awe and shock at what just happened.
So can Trump run as a convicted felon? Is he going to prison? How does any of this work?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We've all become kind of desensitized, to tell you the truth, to this. We've known this might come along. We've done a lot of polling. Many Americans don't care whether he's convicted or not, but now he really is, so we'll have to see if they really have those same views. I think a lot of independents, may find this something that they're not comfortable with, but he can absolutely run as a convicted felon.
There has to be some consequences, though, right, Steve? Even if it's just logistically. What rights could he lose because of this?
Well, it's really interesting. We're all trying to struggle with that. He might lose his ability in New York to have a liquor license or a hotel license, which he's got hotels, which are a big deal. Yeah. He may, if he's put on probation, technically he could be up for 136 years of prison, 4 years for each count. But say the worst is, they won't do that because he's never been convicted of anything before. And so this is someone who's, believe it or not, never had a criminal offense. And so he may get probation, but under normal probation rules, you can't leave the state without the permission of your probation officer. It's kind of complicated if you're running for president of the United States. So that's another dimension. He can't own a gun. And in New York, you can vote if you're not in prison. So if he's not in prison, he can still vote. The thing I haven't figured out is if he is in prison and he is president, can he use the military to break himself out?
Well, in all seriousness, he's talked about this a lot with some of the other trials, that he's still yet to face. Could he, if he becomes president, just overturn this?
No, he cannot overturn a state ruling like this. This is not a federal case. This is a New York State case. What he could do is become really close with the New York governor someday and get the New York State governor to overturn it. But the president of the United States, Donald Trump or anyone else, is powerless to overturn this conviction.
Oh, my God, how long till November? I'm exhausted already. But, Steve, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it on a busy day.